Ahoy there, Captain Benzie here, coming at you with a first impressions video for Shadowgun Wargames. Now before we jump in, if you do enjoy this video, please let me know by hitting like on it and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what content you'd like to see in the future, whether it's for this particular game or other mobile games. Let me know either in the comments section down below or by coming and finding me on one of the various different social media channels you should see across the bottom of your screen now. I do genuinely love chatting all things mobile gaming with you guys. I love hearing your thoughts and opinions on different games. I love hearing how you're doing, what you're playing, what you're enjoying. I love hearing your recommendations, so please do come make contact. That all said and done, let's talk Shadowgun Wargames. Now, it's going to get tiring very easily. You have no idea how many times I had to re-record that intro because Shadowgun Wargames is surprisingly difficult to say. Anyway, so Shadowgun Wargames is an arena shooter. It's a hero arena shooter, kind of like Overwatch is for PC and consoles. So a lot of people have been hailing this game as basically Overwatch Mobile. Shadowgun as a series has existed a while on Android and iOS. Shadowgun Legends is a great first-person shooter, and I do wholeheartedly recommend giving it a check out. But Wargames is essentially a 5v5 competitive player-versus-player arena game. Now, the idea is that every single one of the characters has their own unique abilities and weaponry, kind of like in Overwatch, or I suppose if you play Apex Legends, that's another analogy we can use here as well. Like every legend in Apex Legends has their own unique abilities, but in here, they do also have their own unique weapons. You can't go and run around and pick up other guns. Now, there are two game modes currently in the game, and you've got Team Deathmatch, which is, of course, every time you kill someone, you score a point for your team. First team to 30, or the most points at the end of the time limit wins the round. Capture the flag, on the other hand, both bases have a flag. You run into their base, grab the flag, bring it back to yours. If you die, you drop the flag. If you kill them, they drop the flag, that kind of thing. Of course, your flag needs to be in your base when you bring theirs to it. You can't have both flags on the field to score. Capture the flag, obviously, it's a very common mode. I'm saying all of that just assuming you don't know what capture the flag is. But quite frankly, yeah, they're both very common modes. Now, it does say there are others coming soon. There's no hints in-game as to what those may be. I've not overly been keeping up with the beta and development for Wargames, so you might know what those are ahead of me. I don't. Capture the flag and Team Deathmatch, bit slim pickings, but yeah, it's a start. And for heroes, we currently have 5. We've got Slade, who is your typical run-and-gun soldier. I'm going to show you his standard skin there. Run-and-gun soldier, both with like 2 types of machine guns. As his hero details will tell you, he has a grenade as one of his specials, and a medikit. Very standard, typical, what you would expect, sort of soldier character in a game like this. Sarah, who apparently that stands for Sentient Android Registered Assistant, is kind of your healer. She has a healing blast grenade that she can drop at people and can drop down a protection dome, kind of like Gibraltar in Apex. Then we've got Revenant, who I'm currently quite enjoying. He's my favourite so far. He's a tank. He has Inner Rage, which increases his movement speed and reduces damage dealt and received for a while, and Roar, which slows and disorients players in a 90-degree arc in front. He's just a great little meat shield, run forward with sort of this auto shotgun that he carries there, soaks up the damage and just has a lot of fun. Now, eventually as well, I will also get to unlock Willow, who is a sniper. She has a supercharge that makes her bullets deal extra damage. And a flash mine deploys a mine that will blind an enemy that steps on it. I've had that happen to me. That's not fun. I thought the game had crashed for a moment. There is footage that I will show later on in this, and I'm sure that will come up in it. I thought the game had genuinely crashed. No, it's just a mine. And then there is Jet, and I can't wait to unlock Jet. He's got some cool-looking skins, and I just love the basic idea of this guy as well. Time Rift transports into an alternate timeline where no one can harm you, and Blink teleports short distance in the direction you're looking. Again, kind of reminds me a little bit of Wraith from Apex Legends. I'm sure some of you who play Overwatch, I don't. Some of you who play Overwatch are probably making some comparisons there as well. I'd be interested to know if you play Overwatch. Let me know what those 5 characters are most like in the comment section down below. Now, of course, as with any game like this, most of the stuff here is purely cosmetic, and that is great to see. You can equip different charms onto your weapons. You've got all these different kind of avatars that you have. As you can see, I've got the sort of the anarchist Slade up there in the top left. Of course, there are things like the different emotes, just in case you fancy doing ballet in the middle of a deathmatch. And then there are some cool like skins for the different characters here as well that you can buy. Of course, expect there to be a battle pass. There is always a battle pass in mobile games these days. That's how I've got the cool looking Galactic Raider skin here for Slade. I will be working my way towards Sarah's Cyber Guardian, and especially for for my good friend Revenant. I love that anarchist skin. That speaks to the old Londoner in me, I suppose. But just look at that weapon. Cool looking skins. Other little tags and that on here as well. I'll just scroll through and show off some of the others. There are some of the common skins as well here for the different characters on the standard tracker, not just on the premium. But there, Willow gets a really cool neon rave skin. I think she will probably become a main for me once I get something like that. And then right at the end there, you have Jet in this Roadkill skin, and I just adore that skin so much. There's some cool other little bits as well. We Are Legion, nice little reference there. A decent amount on the Battle Pass. That said, it does strike me as, I think it's about £9 for the Battle Pass. It's fairly standard for what you'd expect for a Battle Pass. 100 levels. The challenges seem pretty standard. You know, everything about that Battle Pass is exactly what you'd expect. I mean, here I am on day 1 at tier 7 of the Battle Pass already. I do expect that will slow down. Obviously, I've nearly finished all of week 1's challenges as well, but there is certainly a little bit of a press to go into the Elite Battle Pass. You also get, of course, your daily logins. I'm looking forward to the Onyx Behemoth skin there for Revenant as well. I think Revenant is going to be my boy for a while. Anyway, so that is kind of the basics of the game. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch and put on screen now some footage of the different sort of the modes of me playing Team Deathmatch and me playing Capture the Flag, and I'm just going to talk now about the game in general, give some opinions, give some thoughts on what I think of this game and what I think going forward. If I'm, you know, just give my opinions. Now, first things first, for me as a gamer down here in Africa, I have to say that as I look at the server list, I have the options of Asia, Russia, EU, South America, USA East, and USA West. The lowest I'm currently getting on any of those is 299 milliseconds, which is horrendous. It annoys me when companies don't think to drop a server bank here in South Africa. I'm in Zimbabwe, not in South Africa, but South Africa is a developed country. It has esports teams. Nairobi in Kenya hosts massive fighting game championships. It's a massive scene down here. The trouble is we have to pick and choose which games we play based on ping, so it's disappointing that in a game like this, the ping is so ridiculous. It's not unplayable for me, but any chance of me getting anywhere towards competitive level in this game isn't going to happen for a long time, not with sort of 300 millisecond ping being the standard. I mean, that's a can we get an F in chat moment right there. Secondarily, for a game that has launched to quite a celebration, I've got to say that I'm disappointed that there are only 5 heroes in the game at launch. 3 of them available at the start. You then unlock Willow at rank 8 and Jet at rank 12. So a little bit of leveling up. You get to practice with the 3 to start with, and then eventually you'll unlock your sniper and your sort of skirmisher as the game goes on, so you get used to how the game works with the 3 basics, and then you start to spread out. I'm fine with that kind of unlock. I just wish there were more. I'm rank 7 on day 1 already after, what, 3-4 matches maybe, you know, a few more than that. I think it's actually 6 matches I'm on. After about 6 matches, I'm in rank 7 already. I'm rank 8 after my next match, and that's Willow unlocked. Give that another day, so in 2-3 days, I'm going to have unlocked all of the characters. With only 2 game modes of Team Deathmatch or Capture the Flag, that's just not really a lot of content. For a game that has just come out of beta, and a game that has such a team behind it. I mean, the Shadowgun series is very well known. This isn't a small little indie developer. It's not quite AAA gaming when it comes to mobile, but it's not overly far off. These guys they're not your Supercell, but they are still, you know, they know what they're doing. They've got experience in the mobile gaming industry. It disappoints me a little bit to see that there are literally 2 game modes and 5 characters. Considering it's a 5v5 game, you're often going to get situations where there are 2 Revenants on your team because you and someone else like Revenant, and you're kind of stuck in this situation where 5 characters just doesn't feel like much. 5 characters and 2 game modes. So far playing as well, I've only come across 2 maps. So they were both very well designed maps, I will hasten to add. One's kind of like an outdoor plaza, makes me think a little bit of like fighting in a shopping mall. The other one's a much more oriental, Asiatic, almost it reminds me a little bit of kind of going through Chinatown in London during Chinese New Year kind of vibe to it, but with a bit more of a cyberpunk aesthetic to it, as you'd expect from the Shadowgun kind of intellectual property. But that's 2 maps, and I've only done those 2. There may be others, but I haven't come across them yet. So we are kind of looking at 2 game modes with 2, maybe 3 or 4 maps, and 5 characters. That is launch. That's not a lot of content for launch. I intended to release this video yesterday. It didn't get released because I couldn't get into the game. I played like 2 matches. I made a phone call, I came back onto my phone, and it wouldn't let me into the servers for like 6 hours. And I put this on Twitter, and plenty of other people were like, yeah, it's just, that's it, it's down for all of us. It's like, I get servers crashing on day 1, but you've just done a beta test. You've not put anything out on your social medias, there's no info in the game just to say that the servers are down. It was literally a connection error. I went around checking my Wi-Fi, checking everything on my side to make sure it was all okay. That's not a great first day experience, and there's not a lot of content. For a launch game that has launched to this level of celebration, I do feel like this feels a little bit like it's early access still. The time I'm spending in Shadowgun Wargames so far has been fantastic. I've enjoyed the game, I've enjoyed playing the matches, I'm enjoying learning the different characters and getting a feel for them. It's fun. It's fun, and I would love to see this actually become another mobile esport, because I believe it has the potential for that. Definitely has the potential. I mean, Shadowgun Legends has done tournaments, Overwatch and the Overwatch League's popularity. I don't see any reason why Shadowgun Wargames shouldn't be like one of the next big mobile esports, right up there with Call of Duty Mobile, right up there with PUBG Mobile. It could easily be, you know, competing with games like Clash Royale and Brawl Stars. This is a fantastic game. It's just very light on content at the moment, and I do see myself getting quite bored of it within like a week or so with what's in there currently. So I do hope that we get new heroes and new game modes very soon, not just coming soon, but very soon, because I think people are kind of going to need that. I'm looking forward to seeing some tournaments. I will keep an eye open. If you are following me, especially on Twitter, Twitter is the main one you'll find me on. Of course, I will retweet any information on stuff like that I see. If this is a game that you're looking to get into, then certainly I do think there will be a competitive scene for it. I'll be amazed if there is not a competitive scene for this game. Just what level that competitive scene reaches, that's the question. Anyway, I have rambled on entirely too long now about this game. I am very excited by it. I really want to see where this is going. I'm just slightly disappointed in the day 1. The day 1 has been a little bit sort of empty. It's been plastered with server problems, and just the lack of content once you actually get into the game is, yeah, it looks like that content's on its way. I just wish there had been more of it at launch. Anyway, folks, thank you ever so much for listening to me. Do let me know your thoughts if you're playing the game. Get down below and let me know what you're thinking of it. When they finally add the I can't believe it's missing functionality of clans or things like that, I will of course try and set one up if I'm still playing at that point, and you guys can come join. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking. I'd love to see you guys, how you're doing in game, who your favourite character so far is, and what you think. Let me know in the comment section below or on the various different social media channels. Alright folks, thank you ever so much for listening, happy sailing, and see you in the arena.